Hey everybody, welcome. Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and toy enthusiast. And I think it might be time for me to hang up my hat. We'll talk all about it in just a minute here on Big Anklevich on Toys.
So long, my friends, farewell, goodbye.
Okay, so today's video is going to be a little different than usual. I did not write out any kind of a fancy script for this one. I'm just going to ramble along. So hopefully you'll stick with me. It's time to talk about the whole COPPA thing. What am I going to do when it comes to COPPA? Well, a while ago, I made the decision that it was time for me to hang up my hat. Time for me to call it a day.
So threats of invisibility, threats of fines, threats of deletion? I'm out. I can't take this kind of risk. I'm just up here trying to have fun, talk about some toys, talk about some adult collectibles, and they're pretty much... I don't know.
When I saw Robo from the Fwoosh say that he was going to have to do that, I knew that there was pretty much no chance for a guy like me. I'm brand new, just getting off the ground. I'm unknown and only slowly gaining ground. I did manage to get over 100 subscribers. I would like to get to 100,000 someday, but yeah, that is not a possibility anymore. That would have been neat. And just the idea that it was a possibility was enough to keep me going. But now that I know that it's not, I think it's time to put a fork in it, because I guess I'm done.
The changes we've made are to address the recent settlement between the FTC and YouTube.
The way that YouTube has reacted with their new COPPA rules has made it pretty much impossible for someone who isn't already established to become established. So I guess that's the end for me. Which is kind of a shame, because I really enjoyed making these videos. It was a lot of fun. However, it was also a lot of work. And that's the reason why I don't just continue on with it anyway. If there's no chance for it to ever go anywhere, I can find something else to put all the effort that I put into these videos into instead. I did decide that I was going to make a big goal for my writing this year, to try and get 300,000 words written this year, which will be 3 times more than I've ever written in a year before. So that's going to take a lot of time to do. And because of that, I'll have less time for something like this. So I guess I had to choose between one or the other. Do I want to still be an author or just a toy enthusiast? I can still be a toy enthusiast and be enthused about the toys without making videos about them. So I guess it's time to go. I did have a lot of plans for videos that I was going to make, and I felt like I had finally gotten a pretty good idea of what to do with my channel and how to get it to grow the way I hoped that it would. I think the idea was going to be to take a toy that I was excited about and then find a property where it appeared in media somewhere and do a review of that thing and then fold it in with toy. That's what I had kind of switched over to doing. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that it worked out pretty well. I did several videos like that. For example, the Jack-O-Lantern video, the Beta Ray Bill video, and heck, I have the Kraven's Last Hunt box set that I'd saved all this time. I bought the trade paperback of the whole story, and I was going to do a review similar to the Thor and Jack-O-Lantern one. But not going to go into that now. I did read the whole trade paperback. It's pretty good. You should read it too. But I'm not going there. There were other ones that I was going to do like that too. For example, White Rabbit, when she appeared, which I just saw her on shelves for the first time 2 days ago. When she was coming out, I was going to do her first appearance in comics. I rustled that up and read that through. And truthfully, I really enjoyed the comic, but I don't have time to do a big lengthy video on it and then just toss it into the void for no one to ever find, which is what would happen with COPPA. There were a lot of other properties that I also wanted to do reviews with to go with toys. For example, the Funko Disney Afternoon toys that came out. I had plans to do DuckTales, to do Tailspin, and to do Rescue Rangers, which I would have loved doing that. I have all the DVDs of those shows, and I could have just sat down, watched them all through, talked about them, and then showed you the toys, which the toys are really cool. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to give us another wave of those toys, which is a shame because I almost have all of the Rescue Rangers. Probably good on DuckTales. Tailspin is seriously lacking. No Kit Cloud Kicker and no Rebecca. Still, we're on wave 3 and we still haven't got either of those. Come on. I don't know why Funko hasn't put out another wave, but I guess they just don't sell as well as I think they should. I also had plans to do reviews of the old G.I. Joe cartoons. I even wrote a whole script for one of them and was ready to go with it as soon as I had a chance. I put it to the back burner because I had to get all the Halloween videos done, and then COPPA dropped. And I was just like, I'm not going to do that. But my plan with that was to review the whole miniseries, the first miniseries, and then I was going to make a custom 6-inch G.I. Joe figure to go with it. And then I would review the second miniseries and make another custom 6-inch figure to go with it. And the next miniseries, and also the comic books, because I have a lot of those original comic books in trade paperback as well. And I love them. They're really good. Even without COPPA, that might have just gone by the wayside, I guess, because now they have actual 6-inch figures that it sounds like they're about to announce at Toy Fair this year. So I guess I won't be making the custom ones, but I guess I could have still done it and then instead talked about the new figures that are coming out. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was this Marvel Select Abomination figure that I grabbed at my local comic book store. Gosh, this guy is so beautiful and wonderful. I was going to do a video about him and the first comic book appearance that he made in a Hulk comic years ago. Of course, I would have continued with my series of cheap toy hunting. I was also considering doing just my standard toy hunts, showing you what I find at the Walmarts and Targets and Walgreenses and etc., Ross's and Five Belows and Tuesday mornings and I don't know, swap meets, whatever the heck it is that I go to. But I'm not going to do those because no one will get to see them. And then I would have also continued going on with my series that I just launched in my last video, talking about archetypes. I had a whole plan for Archetype Showdown, where I was going to take 2 figures, a new one and the one that I had from before, and compare them and decide, just like I did with the 2 beasts, which one was the one that I liked better, the one that I wanted to keep, the one that was the true archetype. I had plans. I was going to do Thor, I was going to do Captain America, I was going to do Iron Man, I was going to do Storm, I was going to do Ant-Man, and those ones are out because no one will be able to see the videos. I don't even know if anybody's watching this one for that matter, but I figured I might as well give a farewell, a so long, a bye-bye.
So long, farewell, goodbye.
One video that I was going to do totally was the re-emergence of Toys R Us. They opened 2 brand new Toys R Us's for the first time since the old ones died a little while ago. One of them is in New Jersey, the other one right here in Houston at the Galleria Mall, the same place that I had to go to the Disney store to find my Zuckus that I got in my bounty hunter collecting video. But once I heard that my channel was dead, I wasn't really motivated to go and look at the store, which opened back in December. Galleria Mall at Christmas time is not a place that I really want to go to much, so it would have been a kind of a pain in the butt to begin with. But yeah, no one's going to be allowed to see the video, so I didn't do it. And then there's my holiday toy decoration videos, which I love making. I did a Christmas one in 2018, and then I was so excited to be able to do my first Halloween one in 2019 when we made it all the way around in the year. But then by Christmas 2019, I already knew that I was out of luck, and I didn't bother to make a Christmas 2019 video, even though I'd gotten a substantial amount of new toys to add to my decorations. because no one would see it. But sadly, I had many other holiday decoration videos planned. I was already starting to put together some kind of an Easter decoration using some Fortnite figures and maybe the White Rabbit. And I have gotten myself a bunch of stuff to use for a 4th of July decorating video. And I was going to do a top 10 most patriotic toys list. My first top 10 list. But yeah, that's all out. And there were several other videos still on top of that I had planned to make. Now, I'm not going away. I'm not going to disappear. I'm going to still exist. And you could even still find me here on YouTube. As I've said at the start of every one of my videos, I'm a podcaster, author, and toy enthusiast. I've had a podcast for 10 years. And it still exists, and we still work on it. We still put out episodes approximately once a month. And you can listen to those anytime you'd like. Just look for the Dune Steve podcast. You can search in Google. You can find it here on YouTube, or you can listen to it just as a podcast if that's what you like to do. My co-host and I also do a podcast called That Gets My Goat, where we talk about current movies and other things that interest us. And then another thing that I'm going to try to get back to, now that I'm giving up on this toy show, is my solo podcast that I used to do. It was called the Anklevich. And I was doing video podcasts where I'd talk about writing, I'd talk about whatever it was that motivated me to make a podcast. One subject that could be interesting is all of these things that I just mentioned that I had originally planned on doing full videos here on Big Anklevich on Toys on. So you may still see some of that stuff over on the Anklevich. And you can find those at the Dune Steve podcast as well. I can't decide what I should do with this channel. If I should just delete it altogether and move all my videos over to the Big Anklevich channel, or if I should delete the Big Anklevich channel and move any videos of worth from that over here and change the name of this one to just simply Big Anklevich. Maybe I should change it to Big Anklevich, author, podcaster, and toy enthusiast. I don't know. Still working on that decision, what I'm going to do with that. But it's time to call it quits here on Big Anklevich on Toys. I would like to say thanks to everybody who watched the videos. Thanks to everybody who commented. It's been a lot of fun. And I had a really good time this past year. And I hope you guys had a good time watching them. And if you enjoyed them at all, please look into my other stuff. Me and Rish Outfield have so many podcasts over on the Dune Steve. There are a lot of great stories that I have written that you could find over there, and you can enjoy them, and they're free, just like this show was. So check it out. I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being a part of this whole experiment that I did here on Big Anklevich on Toys.